So the first job on the Range Rover today is to have a look at the brake pipes that run the brake fluid to operate the rear brakes, because I know for a fact that one of them's completely rotted through. So first of all, we're just going to get the car on the ramps to have a look at what situation everything's in. The hardest part's when you get inside. So before we get underneath, I just want to have a quick look at this in the back. In the back, what I've got is all the parts that we're going to need to do this job. So here we've got some brake pipe clearing kit. I've bought two new flexi hoses for the rear axle, and I've got a good supply of copper brake pipe. So that's what I'm going to use to do the job. So put that back in there for now. Inside this kit I keep a good stock of metric and imperial fasteners. I can't think of a name for that. I use old ones and new ones, just so I've got a good supply if you ever need to do an emergency repair. So just put that back in there for now. We'll need that in a bit. So underneath, let's have a quick look. We'll get the torch. I know this thing failed the MOT because of rotten brake pipes. So I was sort of expecting to have to change the these pipes on the rear axle here, but they look very copperish to me, judging by the way they've gone green, and the green is flaking off to reveal a nice copper colour underneath, so that should be alright. This is the first time I've actually been underneath this thing, by the way. So quick look at the discs while I'm at the back. So the discs actually look quite thick. They've got quite a bit of rust on, but judging by the fact it's been off the road for so many years, I would expect that anyway. So on this side, bring the torch across. Again, that looks quite thick as well. So I'm going to move down the length of the vehicle now. So I'm just having a general look under here now. Seems to be no leaking from the diff. The exhaust, a bit rotten, but I'd say it'd stand a few more years. I knew when I bought the Range Rover the sills had gone completely, and you can see that one's gone there. I think that one's the original one, looking how it's made. And then this one has been replaced. You can see where it's been done there, I think. Yes, because there's 2 layers of steel. So that would want a complete. And as you can see, the underseals outlasted the metal. And you can see a nice quality weld there. So up here, going back to the brake lines, I need to find out where they go. So they look like they're going right up on the top of there. And obviously, this being an ABS model, obviously it's ridiculously overcomplicated. So torch around here. So looking up there, you can definitely see where it was leaking, can't you? So that goes into both of them, and that goes into this compensator here, and then that will direct the oil either way. So I'm going to head down the length of the vehicle. Our brake lines are going across there to the front. So coming down to the front of the vehicle now, still got the two lines across here, and again we come into a rather wet and oily patch again. So this is where it's been leaking, and then it obviously goes under here and then up there. So this is our ABS system here. Got the brake master cylinder there, and the ABS pump, which is here, and the 2 pipes that we're most concerned about are the 2 on the most inaccessible side of the block, which are down there, and they come out the front actually. So we'll have to make sure that this is that we obviously get these the right way round, and I'm guessing that they're marked up. In fact, I'll have to use the what's it for that? The manual, because I won't be able to track which one's which, I don't think. But for now, I'm going to start ripping that out. So it was quite a struggle to get these off, because I've pretty much almost died halfway through doing it due to what's turning out to be a dodgy breakfast. This end we have the master cylinder, so I managed to get the pipes out okay of that, so I'll probably end up reusing the top side of that, and then obviously it comes down the bulkhead, under the floor, goes to the right hand side of the body, and then we have these 2 fittings here, which are obviously, because I thought this was a one-piece system, but it turns out it's not. So then across the side of the sill you have these 2 straight pipes here, which then bend up to go underneath the rear passenger seats, and then over the under the boot floor and onto the rear axle on the flexi pipes. So obviously not today because I've pretty much died, but we'll be making up the new pipes and putting the new pipes in place.